Isingiro district is a district in the western region of Uganda. Isingiro lies in the southwestern dry savanna woodland and cattle corridor agroecological zone. It has most of the bare hills owned by individual farmers with limited knowledge on sustainable natural resource management. Waste management is a huge problem whereby 1,000 of waste are generated in a short period of time. These wastes end up in lakes, along roads and wetlands, which causes major health problems to the residents.
Here, as you see, there's a lot of litter around, and this could be avoided. The litter that you see here, there is solid waste.
Solid wastes are the discarded leftovers of our advanced consumer society. The growing mountain of garbage and trash represents not only an attitude of indifference towards vulnerable natural resources, but also a serious economic public health problem. More than 80% of plastic found in business environment has been produced, consumed, and disposed of on land. Microplastic contamination on land estimated to be between 4 to 32 times higher than in the oceans. Katongole Arthur, a resident of Rangely, lives near a dumping site, and as a farmer, he says he's pretty much affected by the wastes whereby they are dumped in the garden, such as plastic bags and bottles. And this leaves no space for grazing and passage for cattle. Sometimes, when the wind comes, it disperses the wastes into people's compounds and gardens due to lack of fence to guard the wastes from dispersing. Children are attracted by some waste such as fresh foods and broken toys, which leads to health threats as they reach out for these things. Katongole has managed to collect some bottles and plastic bags in hope of some income, which later did not pay out, and he decided to burn them, which can result into pollution. And he urges the local council to join hands and help control waste dumping. Shakira Grace, a spouse to Katongole Arthur, goes to the garden and she faces a problem of polythene bags that create resistance to the hole during digging. Other wastes as old shoes, tins and bottles collect water, which acts as a habitat to mosquitoes that in turn spread malaria. Broken bottles cut them during work, which makes them incur medical costs. Citro Uganda reports some farmers pick garbage from dumping sites without segregating it, with minds that it's good for mulching the plantations, not knowing solid waste will interfere with water percolation process in the soil, so plants won't get enough water. Also, solid waste takes several years to decompose, hence interfering with organic matter process and pH of the soil, therefore causing soil degradation. Citro Uganda is planning to do door-to-door mass sensitizations and training on modern agricultural practices, proper waste management and disposal, recycling of solid wastes, encouraging use of paper bags. Yiga Christopher is a resident of Kamuli in Isingiro Town Council, and he is grateful for Citro, a new organization in their community. He says that himself and other residents have heard about the good work done by Citro in different places around the area. Christopher goes ahead to explain on how the health sensitization from Citro is essential and beneficial to the society, and he surely picked a leaf. In addition to inadequate end-of-life treatment of plastic waste, Plastics reach our soils through increasing use of agricultural purposes. A greater consideration of the issue of plastic pollution in soil and its implications is needed in policies and legislation. CITRO appeals to the public to be responsible citizens who should adopt to the guidelines set by the Town Council and Government of Uganda. CITRO also appeals to the stakeholders, namely local council leaders, religious leaders, town council leaders, schools, politicians, and so forth, to implement and enforce guidelines set by the Council and Government of Uganda.
We, as CITRO, appeal to the well-wishers and partners to support CITRO, both technically and financially, to implement the proposed improved waste disposal management project.